Hello folks, regardless of if you're farming that elusive leatherworking mount, those juicy transmog sets, or are just looking forward to farming myth crests, yes, myth crests in the next patch 1207, you're probably going to be doing a ton of rank 5 and eventually rank 6 ritual sites. And if you just go in to do a full clear of the entire areas, these can end up taking longer than a Mythic plus 10 dungeon to do. But the good news is that really isn't necessary. The overwhelming amount of the new currency field accolades drops from the main objectives of the run. You can for sure get more from looting the chests and killing the rares, but I've personally found that the extra time that's involved really doesn't make it worth it to go out of your way. And with a bit of careful routing, it is possible to clear just the main objectives and the final boss, with only a small handful of additional trash pools, and doing this will highly reduce the time that you spend to do a run. Of the two ritual sites, Zul'Aman's Broken Throne is the one where at first glance, avoiding all of those trash packs is the hardest, but with some careful routing and positioning, it is still possible. In this video, I'm going to take you through a Broken Throne run, showing you how I pathed and managed to avoid 90% of the trash NPCs, greatly reducing the time spent down on an item level 280 protection paladin. Now, as a tank player, I'm doing a lot less DPS, and those fights are going to take longer for me to solo. So if you do this as a DPS, you will easily clear it a lot faster, even if you're less geared. And by avoiding the majority of the trash packs, this route is very well suited to solo DPS players. Now before I start, let's take a look at that challenge lineup. I am required to take 4 challenges, but taking more than that does increase the rewards, and this route will work perfectly well with up to 7 of the challenges. The only one it doesn't work with is the Malevolent Boons, unfortunately, and that is one challenge that if you do take it will slow things down a lot, so I personally don't recommend it. Anyways, let's dive into the route. So basically I want to first of all get over to this guy, which is just over here, and you can't really avoid pulling these, so I just pull these guys, and you can just pull these if you're a tank, certainly, into this guy. Now I tried to fight him kind of close to the wall here to avoid picking up that patrol. And the most annoying thing about this guy is these tentacles. Now as a tank, I just ignore the tentacles, so nothing. If you're confident enough to just circle around and avoid getting hit by them, you can do that. But if you're not, I've certainly fought the tentacles and killed them in the past, and that works pretty well. It just makes the fight a little bit slower. But there we go, and we'll just get this last trash guy gun. There we go. Now, the next boss is a little bit along this lower platform. There's a shrine here, so I'll pick that up and we're going. I don't specifically farm any of the chests in the shrines, just to save time. So I just want to let that patrol get past there. And then our boss is up at the top of these stairs, so we just head up here. And then just fight the ads on the stairs. And again, if you're playing a tank character, you can pretty much just drag these ads into the boss. I'm not doing that here because I'm mindful that quite a lot of you are not tank characters, and you might not want to do that in a squishy character. I just cannot ignore the Dragon Hawk here, and I just keep focusing on this guy. There's nothing really much of note on him. He's got a bit of a frontal attack, and you want to try and interrupt his restless favor, and obviously stay out of the root pools. Although as a tank, I can basically, well, as a protection paladin that is, I can basically not worry too much about that. And if just keep an eye on your health. If your health gets a bit too low, just run through the green balls. Once you rank up your ritual sites to the higher ranks, those balls do quite a lot of healing and can be pretty nice. Obviously, not really a big deal for a tank. And then we'll drop down here again, and oh, I didn't mean to pick this guy up, so I'll just ignore them for now, and I'll sneak along here. And you want to open this chest here if there's one there. There usually isn't. And oops, I'm not doing very well here. I can usually manage to sneak past without pulling these, but as you can see, their health's going down pretty quick, so it's kind of not an issue. there's no patrols in this particular area, so I'll just burn them down. And our next boss again is at the top of the stairs here. Here we go. Another simple mini boss here. Just go in and beat him up. Avoid his frontal attack there. That big purple thing really does hurt if you get hit by it. And there we go. Easy peasy. After killing this, it's back down and up another set of stairs. So it's a little bit of a roundabout route to get to the next ad pack. And again, it isn't super easy to avoid. Oh, there's a chest there. As I say, do not bother with chests. I'm seeing a lot of chests just on my route today, which is why I'm picking them up. But normally, you know, alright often I won't get any chests at all. And again, you can't really easily avoid these guys, so it's best just to kill them. There we go. And then we're heading along this path here. And there's often a patrol around these stairs, so you can just jump off that edge there. And I find if the patrol's in a bad position, I will fight these ads, but I don't really need to today. I can just run straight into these, pull these, and then I'll pull them back onto these ads. Now this is quite a spicy fight here. So if you're a bit squishy, you might just want to wait for the patrol. It's that patrol in the background that I'm avoiding. And you know, you can fight those patrols as well. They're not particularly dangerous. It really just costs you time more than anything else. And there we go. Job done there. After this, what we need to do is to head down these stairs. So I'm being a little careful on my route there, just to get in front of the patrol. And when you're here, now I will be coming back up these stairs later on. And so it's kind of worth just clearing a wee bit of space here. I don't actually need to fight these here. I could easily just skip them, but as I say, we'll be coming back up those stairs on our way to the final boss, and it's much harder to avoid them at that point, so we might as well just clear the way. And then it's on to this fight here. Now, you do want to be kind of careful with your positioning, because it's pretty easy to pick up the guy at, yeah, don't stay inside those pools. You don't want to get stunned like that. Don't be me. But there, that wee guy up on the rock there, very easy to body pull him. He's not like super dangerous, so it's really not the end of the world. My quick tip with these big pools is a movement ability is probably the easiest way to avoid them. You don't need the movement ability, you can just run out. The wee speed buff. Oh, I failed again. And again. It's funny, I'm recording this specially for my video here. And I'm failing a lot more than I usually do, but I guess that's okay. Right, now, again, the plan here is you can jump off and avoid these particular stairs here. But again, we'll actually be coming back up this way. So if you're not a tank, don't be overly excited about making these big pools. On the other hand, you know, if you're a tank, you can go straight into the boss and fight those with us. But I'm just being a little bit cautious here, kind of just to simulate being in DPS. So the big guy here is the one you want to fight. There are a few ads that are attached to the big guy and will social aggro onto him, but you can actually avoid the majority of these guys. The main challenge here is he's got this knockback, as you can see, and you just want to avoid being knocked back into the pack that's down there, which is why I'm fighting him here. There we go. We got him. So now we're doing that, we're going back up the stairs. So we just want to avoid the patrol. So it's better to wait, honestly. Just wait for them to move out of the way. There they go. Sneak up round the back. And there's often patrols in this area, so you want to be a little bit vigilant. So there's a wee patrol there. So I'm going to kind of circle around them a little bit carefully. And if you're a bit careful here, you can avoid pulling that guy. If I accidentally do pull him, I just pull him onto the boss. Because, you know, it's just one guy and he's not a big deal. And there you go. That's how you accidentally pull him, by not going up the stairs properly. Okay, so as I say, I'll just ignore him. For this boss, you're going to have a frontal attack and you're going to have these soak pools. So you want to soak these pools. As a tank, again, I can kind of ignore them. They don't do enough damage, but you want to avoid letting them go off as much as possible if you're not a tank. Because they can make things a little bit spicy, especially if you're not super geared. Best way I find to fight this guy is to kind of go in circles. There's his plumage. And just watch for the frontal attack overlapping with the soap pools. There we go. Okie dokie. And then we'll head up here. The final boss, and the final boss is quite simple. Oh, there's another chest. Like, I will tell you, I've had more chests in this run than I've seen put together in an entire week of runs. Quite funny when I'm recording. Okay, so this guy, pretty simple. You interrupt his attack here. Stay out of these flyer circles. These do a bit of area denial that you want to be a bit careful of. And when his ads spawn, the boss gets shielded up when the ads are active. So you want to prioritize killing the ads. So you see there, the moment I kill the ad, his shield breaks. And this is some terrible positioning. If I can get him to a better position. There we go. Okay, summon these next set of ads. I was lucky there, I had a cooldown up, so I got one of the ads down pretty quickly. And as you can see, the fire pools do despawn quite quickly. So the area denial isn't a massive issue. And there we go. We've got the boss. There's a slight delay before the chest appears. There it is. And that's it. If you found a faster way to zip through it all, then do let us all know. And if you'd like a similar guide for the Everson Woods ritual site, then sound off about that as well. If you found this update helpful, entertaining, and even just plain annoying, then let me know by hitting that like icon. And if you want to support my channel to grow and help me to make more of these videos, along with my other content, then hit that subscribe button right now before you forget. If you don't want to miss out whenever I release a new video, then as well as subscribing, you can follow me in social media for updates. My links in the description below as well. I have started streaming on Twitch on Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, and you can find a link to my channel below, and I hope you'll be able to join me on my journey of exploration through World of Warcraft Midnight. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.